everyone. Welcome back. We are once again joined by Lost Without a Trace.
Hello.
Scorched Ace 97.
Hello.
Greyman Gaming. And More Than 56. We have just finished de-necroficering the Necroficer base. The head of the Necroficers just Thanos'd himself out of danger. And we are now left with the players and the Fountainview Five, who are only 4.
Fabulous 4.
Yes.
Fabulous 4.
Trying to decide what to do next.
So is this now free territory? Are we claiming this? What's going on with this space?
Well, that's kind of up to you guys. If you want to stay in the city and you're going to be here to defend your territory, you can put in a claim for it because you just took out, in part, the existing boss. If you think you're not going to be here because you've got other things to do, I'll just make a claim to add it to the Fountainview territory and we'll run it together. But you guys will be able to use this as a base of operations if you want when you come back through.
I don't think we're planning on staying now. Anyone can speak up, but I don't think we plan on staying here at the moment. We have some other unfortunate tasks we must attend to.
Pressing business doesn't begin to cover it.
Okay, then this is going to be my suggestion. We'll take the territory. You guys can take the building. I'll try to make sure it's defended and swing patrols by it regularly to make sure nobody's looting it while you're gone. We'll lock it up tight. And in the meantime, let's gather everything we can find in the building that's useful, dump it on one of the tables in this room over here, and then we'll figure out how to split everything up. Even between your crew and mine. Sound fair?
Sounds fair to
Okey-doke.
me. I think there was a saying once, anything that's not nailed down is ours, and anything that is nailed down.
So are we now the Fountainview 9?
I mean, I don't want to take responsibility for you guys. No offense.
No,
I don't
this is
blame
my
you.
guys. I'm responsible for them, and that's okay. They're all still here, no matter how hard they try, with a significant glance at Van.
Did you all just get Necroficer
yes.
Loot Player Edition?
Yes.
I did.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is going to be, and this was pre-prepared, this is going to be what is found in the base. Some of it's good, some of it's useless.
Nothing is useless.
There's a dead mouse on this list.
That's not useless. I'll find a use.
Then you
Even
get
if it's-
Wiggy could find a use
Even
in
if
a
it's
kebab.
flinging this mouse at some random individual 10 sessions down the line, I will find a use for
then you
it.
better claim the dead mouse in your loot. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so because this is small for anyone in chat, I'm going to read down the loot list, and then you guys are all going to we're going to do a quick in-game, out-of-game discussion over who winds up claiming what and which items are going to be magical. Because I'm assuming you're going to do the detect magic dance.
Yep.
Okay.
And
So, 793 copper pieces, 9,064 silver pieces, 2,500 gold, although we're going to make that 2,400 gold. And there's going to be a 100 gold piece diamond in here, which is something that was needed for a spell component. And 160 platinum pieces.
Cough, cough. We may have needed that diamond for Identify last session. Cough, cough.
Yeah, that was a mistake that we both realized later on, that it's a non-consumed element, which is why we missed it. But he needs to have it to be able to cast Identify. Basically, you use it like a quartz, and you look through the diamond to do your identifications. So yeah.
I have a puppy whining at me. I will be right back.
Okay.
But now I can identify all of the magic items.
Yes. A bloodstone puzzle box engraved with dwarven axe heads. A fine leather saddle. Oh, by the way, I'm going to assume Morden, that Luther would have some form of appraisal skill, if one such existed.
Luther's if you were going to work with Luther's criminal background, he was a fence.
Okay.
So his job was bartering and moving goods. So he might have some through that, but like nothing magical.
Right. No, that's fine. I am going to allow you to do a wisdom check for each of the items in a row. The DC is going to be 20. And that will give you the price dead on. If you are 15 or higher, I will give you a plus or minus 30% to what the value may be. But you won't know which direction it went. Okay? So as I describe something, throw a d20. A bloodstone puzzle box engraved with dwarven axe heads, which you think is probably worth about 250 gold pieces. A fine leather saddle tooled with arcane runes. Also, if any of these comes up as magical, I will tell you. We haven't gotten to the magical ones yet.
Sorry, I'm going to try and also write them down. You said the puzzle box was, I think it was 250?
250, yeah. Did that make a 20, or is that only a 15 plus?
15 plus.
17.
Okay. You think the saddle's probably worth about 160.
And I was muted when I said this. So that one, you said you would tell us if it's magical. So the thing tooled with arcane runes is not magical.
It's not magical. It's just leather and tooled.
Cool.
A fine steel rapier and dagger engraved with dwarven axe heads, which is probably worth 300 gold. An ivory comb engraved with spirals on it.
Wow, these names are very misleading. I'm over here like, oh, all that top stuff's probably magical.
Which is probably worth 140 gold.
That was the ivory comb?
Yes. A leather quiver with 20 arrows with silver feathers, and this is magical, so don't roll. A stoppered bottle, contents are clear and smell like soap, magical, don't roll. A stoppered bottle, contents are translucent flaming red and smell like green peppers and sausage, magical, do not roll. A carved wooden box, a foot long, half as wide, and so a foot long, 6 inches wide, 6 inches deep, with inscriptions carved on it. That is magical. Don't roll. A set of divination runestones. Now you can start rolling again because we're past the magical stuff.
In an oat footlocker.
Probably worth 15 gold. 3 suits of leather armor in all matching in a small cast. Probably worth 100 gold. 3 sets of bells in a wooden box. So 3 small silver bells in a wooden box. Probably worth 30 gold. A small iron coffer.
I would like to read the next item.
Go for it.
So
A
wait, for
shopping
them-
list.
A shopping list.
What is on the shopping list? I've got to know.
The bells. How much did you say they were again? I'm sorry.
How much did I say the bells were again? Anybody catch that one?
You said about
did not.
30.
Sounds good to me.
That sounds about right. I heard 3 something and then got distracted.
Yeah.
Shopping list. Right.
It has milk, bread, salt,
Beautiful.
dead bodies.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dead bodies. That probably has a little star by it being like, you could forget everything else. Make sure you get
Make
this
sure
guy.
you bring the dead bodies.
No,
I
it's
mean,
the eggs that
wine,
have the stars by it
sewing
because they
needles.
kept forgetting that one.
Oh, yeah.
everybody forgets to get eggs.
Everyone forgets the eggs.
You always need more eggs. You can survive
I
on
don't have
omelets
eggs.
alone.
And I am keeping list of the magical items so we can go through that.
Okay.
when-
And oh, it shows me what rolled. Nice. So I can find it easier. An ornate wooden staff, which glows.
Okay.
And I'm going to look this other one up real quick. It is a orb made of a translucent black crystal with carvings in it written in Draconic.
Not one I read.
And it is magical.
Okay. I got that.
So I'm taking that one off the list. Was the staff also magical?
Yes.
All right. So
I got
taking
that one on mine as well.
And the
And you
staff,
just a ornate wooden staff is all that one just looks nice.
With a
made
glowing
wooden staff that
translucent
glowed.
crystal on it.
Oh, I missed that part.
No, I think the
No.
crystal is a separate
Oh,
item, isn't
okay,
it?
Yeah,
this
that-
is separate. Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
I mean, we can jam them together and hopefully they stay.
Sorry, I don't think there's enough gorilla glue in the universe.
What about
To
what about
make that
flex
work.
seal? Will flex seal?
Okay, well, flex.
I mean,
seal.
it might.
Yeah.
For 2 magic items, you probably want to go all the way to JB Weld.
Get some sovereign glue up in here.
It is a staff that looks like it, rather than being cut from a length of lumber, it is in fact grown in exactly this form. It's a little twisty. It's not perfectly straight, but it's mostly straight. And you see what looks like a gnarled set of should-be roots that is currently at the top of the staff pointing up, obviously was at the bottom when it was growing. Must be about to snow. I mean, might have been. Also on the list, a shopping list, a small ingot of electrum, dried meat, a blob of iron, a bottle of honey, a small iron ingot, a dead mouse, a list of people, probably a hit list, or perhaps another shopping list, a small steel mirror, a cloth game board with wooden tokens, a journal of heresies, a signet ring with a dragon on it, a salted fish, a small skull, a crystallized flame, a rabbit's foot, an ivory game piece, a spool of thread, an iron spike, a bar of soap, 2 pages torn from a spell book. No, they are not the same spell. A wedge of cheese, a blood-stained cloth, a pouch of green powder, a blood sausage, a sling and 10 bullets, a turnip, an empty flask, dried berries, berries, a crystal of sulfur, bent nails, some scraps of bad poetry, a tin spoon, an invitation, a bottle cork, a preserved basilisk eye, an onion, several clockwork gears, a journal of heresies, an entirely different small-looking steel mirror than the first one, 10 candles in a small pouch, a mysterious clockwork device, a vial of ink, a small pouch of chalk, and some garlic. And you have ransacked the entire place. Not included in this is various chairs, tables, beds, suits of clothing. Oh, and 9 skull masks that I may have forgotten to mention.
The 2 pages. Can I take a look at those and see what's on them?
You can. Can you give me an Arcana check?
I can. And actually, at this moment, I would like to... 1 second. If I'm allowed to do this. Give myself advantage?
Sure.
Okay.
Wait, and also the +1 because this is a skill thing, and we all had grilled food, right?
That's true.
There you go.
You are fantastic.
Yay!
All right, where's Arcana? There it is. Roll that with advantage.
So not a natty 20, but a 20.
Did you just give yourself advantage on that?
He did.
I did. I wanted to make sure I got these 2 pages. Because it's either going to help me, or it's going to hopefully it's either going to help me, or it's going to help
you would
Twiggy.
have went nuts about the journal.
Well, I'm getting there.
It is half of a rope trick spell.
Okay.
And half of a flaming sphere.
Ooh. Okay.
The likelihood of finding the other halves of either spell is slim. However,
Possible.
you know, everyone's got to have goals.
When you say
stupid goals.
Crystallized flame, care to explain?
Just a piece of crystal that's carved into a flame.
Okay. Pouch of green powder, non-magical, right?
Non-magical.
Sniff it. I can give you a nature check or whatever. Can I identify this stuff?
Go for it. If you fail, the answer is it's oregano.
I was going to say matcha, but whatever.
That's if you critically fail, because nobody likes that shit.
Twiggy's about to get real high.
An 18 plus my intelligence bonus, so 21.
Plus your own +1, so 22.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to be food related.
Should I give it a medicine check?
Sure.
It's only a 9, but that's my wisdom. So 15 plus 1 is 16.
It is probably a component used for embalming.
Ooh. Okay.
I would like to pick up the bar of soap, and in that,
and everyone else would like you to as well.
Hey, dang it! You stole my joke from me. I was going to give it to Luther.
No, you're not. You're going to give it to Twiggy. She smells like a Bartlett pear tree.
Fair
it's not going to help.
No, it's not. Ever. Nothing helps.
The invitation. What is on the invitation?
It is a invitation to Lord Erasmus, dated 128 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that's no use at this point.
No, but
Well,
that's still cool. Why is it still here? How did it live? It's just paper, right?
It is just paper. It is an invitation to a Lord Erasmus from a party that is being a gala that is being thrown by I'm obviously not searching for a name that I already have written down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hold on. Lady Diana and Lord Colin Amlyd. COLLYN
Fancy britches people.
Yes. Fancy britches people.
Fancy britches people who think they can just invite a dragon to their party.
All right. So what is, unless we're gonna sit here for a bit for me to cast Identify on all this stuff, that's gonna be 10 minutes per item. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's gonna take me an hour to identify it all. Do we want to spend that time, or do we want to just take this with us, split up what we're doing, go back to the kind of the main area and then, or our main place, and then do this?
Clarify, is the stuff on this list the splitting between us and the
Yes.
the Fountainview? All right.
Yes.
So
Nothing
this
is
what
split
we-
yet.
Right. That's what
Nothing
I
is
wanted
split
to
yet.
clear. Yeah, because this is what we were going to pick from this list,
I mean,
going back and forth between them. I'm
this is
assuming.
again Blaze. I'm going to leave this choice up to you guys because it would be your resources that you would be spending to identify the things, and I would thank you for that. If you don't want to do the identifications and you want to just, sight unseen on these, it was 2 items are obviously potions. I'd say each of us gets one of those. I kind of think that the quiver of arrows we're going to pull for Marcus.
You guys don't have I haven't noticed anybody casting out of a book, have I?
No.
Okay.
We have myself, an artificer, and a druid.
Okay.
Not exactly the book learning types.
I personally would like to lay claim to this crystal. It seems interesting.
Okay. So that leaves
The staff and then the carved wooden box, or what's left.
the stick in the box.
I mean, the box looks interesting.
Does anybody want?
It's
Does
big.
anybody
It
in our?
looks
I was about to say, does anybody want to lay claim to the stick?
What use do I got with a stick?
Hey,
Can beat
the
people
last
with it.
use is for
Twiggy
sticks.
aside. Twiggy aside. Twiggy's a good cook.
Now, Twiggy,
Birdie's
I have a
like-
question.
I mean,
Yeah. What?
Birdie's like, I mean, I could she fights with a quarterstaff. I could probably make use of that, and it's a magical quarterstaff of some kind. So
That's true.
if we're just going to sight unseen, I mean, I'll take the quarterstaff, and you guys can take the box.
That works. Twiggy,
You're
I
good
do have
with
a
the
quick
stick.
question for you, though. If
Yeah.
you, grab onto this, can it become a part of you? Can you make that happen, or is that, it sounds like it. Never mind, disregard. I didn't know.
Here!
I didn't know.
I'm going to hand you the fish. Can you make this part of you?
No, because I'm not a fish.
Yeah, and that's an aspen. This is a Twiggy.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Just you gotta add. Yep. Okay.
Don't
Okay.
mind him. He puts foot in mouth daily about 300 times every.
Okay. He still has
Hour.
brain that he is using. I forgive him. He is good. Keep thinking.
Okay.
Absolutely keep thinking.
So
I will address Birdie and them. Do you guys have somebody that can figure out what this stuff does for you,
Oh,
or
yeah,
are you just gonna?
once we get once we get back and Alexander can get into his lab, he'll be able to figure out what
Okay.
they are. That's
As long as
that's
you
fine.
guys can figure out your stuff. If not, I can do it as well.
All
If
right.
there is a
So,
problem.
do you want the potion that is clear and smells like soap, or the potion that is translucent, flaming red, and smells like peppers and sausage? I mean, I know which
Sounds
one I would
pretty
prefer to drink if I had to drink one. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know if your magical chef would take offense to,
Nah, it smells like a curry I made once.
pepper and sausage juice.
Are you kidding? Delicious.
I'm leaving that up to you guys. I've already laid claim to the thing I think I'll want.
I just want one of these. And I pull up one of the masks and I'm like, look, I'm cool. Rawr.
I do think we should
Twiggy?
take the masks.
Yeah.
As you put the mask on your face, you notice that the dark corners of the room are no longer dark.
Dark
I see
vision.
the thing. That's
Where's
cool.
the Twiggy? What happened now?
So did the masks not ping magical?
No, they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm keeping mine.
If you would like, I can take a look at that.
I mean, there's
Twiggy, if you
enough.
would like,
There's
I can-
enough for one for everyone because you murdered that many necromancers, or necroficers rather.
Necroficers. I can take a look at that when I take a look at the rest of these, just to see if there's any additional properties.
Hey, this one's mine.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll look
if
at the
it's
different
cursed, it's too late.
ones. I mean, you're not wrong.
Cheesy, easy way to see if something's cursed. Try and take it back from her.
Try it on.
No, try and take it back from her.
oh,
If she
sure.
won't let go of it, it's probably cursed,
Probably cursed.
or she's goofy.
Yep.
Does anybody? I would like to. Is all of this stuff just piled on a table
Yes.
and we're just kind of picking? Can I try to just palm the signet ring?
Yes.
That would be sleight of hand.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
This is not going
And I've been sitting here staring at that on the list.
I am
Oh,
going. I am
I'll
going
pass.
to oppose that.
Okay. I am not good at this.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting.
I'm really not good at this, guys.
Then why did you try?
Because why not?
You've been hanging out with Luther too much.
Hey, that's not too bad. Not great, but not bad.
What did you roll?
I rolled
You
a
got
14. Over half.
You know what?
The highest I can get is a 22.
That beats Blaze's passive. So I'm going to say at the moment that she didn't see it happen.
Okay.
Doesn't
It
beat
did
my
not
passive.
beat my passive.
Now, I'm okay with my party knowing. I'm just trying to make sure it comes with us.
Was the signet ring another magic item, or was it just a ring with a dragon on it?
It was not.
Okay.
I will, in my head, kind of while I'm doing this, I'd like to go to Luther and say,
Yoink.
I want that invitation. Because I know I'm barely getting away if I can do this. Like, because I don't know if I've succeeded. So if this happens, it happens, but I'm like, I want that. I know he's going to be better at this than I am.
So, if Luther.
By
is
the way, I'm also
handling-
assuming that these things aren't necessarily happen while everyone is watching the table. Like, there was
No.
probably a good 30, 40 minutes where everything was being piled together.
That
And
would
that's
be
when
the-
the palmistry is occurring. Because
Yes.
that's if I were allegedly someone who could do this, that's when I allegedly would do it myself.
Yeah, I would not be, while everyone is staring at the pile of goods in front of it,
Right.
going, ha ha ha, mine.
So, Morden, do you want to make a sleight of hand check to try to grab the invitation?
I'm sorry, forgive me, Ace, because I'm pretty sure you opened that up and started reading it already. Correct? In front
I
of
did. I always
everybody?
thought it was cool. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That is true. So that would still be in the pile.
No, he would not touch that one because he already knows everybody has seen it somewhere at some point
Right.
because Twiggy picked it up.
You're just going to make sure that it's in your half of the loot.
Right. Well, literally, if Luther, I'll say this. So, Luther's saying, so which pieces do we want? I know what you want. He points at Cass. But does anybody else have anything on here that they want in particular?
Can you use the rapier and dagger? Will that be good for you?
I can. Unless that has some magical qualities to it, it's probably no better than my rapier I currently have.
Okay.
But it is worth a good amount of money. Past experience tells me we might be able to make some money off.
Now, question to the DM.
Okay.
The first item, a bloodstone puzzle box engraved with dwarven axe heads. Is the whole thing made out of bloodstone?
No, it's a wooden box with bloodstones on it. Because a whole box made out of bloodstone would be ridiculously expensive.
No, that's
Heavy and fragile and bad.
Does it? It's not open, right? It's still puzzled together, correct?
Correct.
But you also didn't get any hints of magic.
Correct,
but there could be something inside of it.
I am interested in seeing what's inside of it.
I'm pretty good at puzzles. You want me to give it a go?
Well, you'll have to claim it first.
I'm probably keeping this not just blatantly out loud to the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather keep it to our group, if that makes sense. Now I'm including you in that, Twiggy.
Okay.
But I'm trying not to say that out loud so they're hearing me, because if they're gonna overlook it, I would rather them overlook it.
Gray, roll.
And to answer your question, Twiggy, if we are gonna open it, let's open it after we have it, just in case it's something even more valuable than the box itself.
Just to clarify, Deuce, Luther, while having this conversation, is trying to keep his eye on the table.
Okay.
Not that he doesn't specifically, trust them or anything. Just, as Cass has clearly pointed out to him very, very, very clearly, even the most unassuming will walk off with things.
That's fair.
I've just been hanging out with you too long.
This is fair.
Give me a investigation roll.
Me?
Who is he
Yes.
stealing from? Oh, okay. Nice.
17.
You are 17 certain that no one, aside from Cassidius, has swiped anything off of the table. That does not mean that they couldn't have pocketed things that didn't make it to the table when people were rooting in different rooms.
Right.
And Gray, yes.
So, first off, did we pick a potion? Because I think that's one of the main decisions we were waiting on.
We had not picked a potion yet.
Which one would you guys like?
I say go with the pepper things. When in doubt, more spice.
Okay. And they'll take
Gray,
the other one.
Venwith, you good with that? Luther, you good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a ring here on the table earlier.
I'm gonna just scratch my head.
Just gotta panic.
Nope, just kind of, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's strange. I thought I did too, says Blaze.
What are they doing? Are they starting to actively look for it?
They're not really looking for it so much as looking around.
Twiggy's gonna look Cass in the eye, dead on, not changing posture or anything. Go, rings are tricky things. Sometimes they just fall on the floor.
I will. Ooh, how can I do this? Can I? Are we all standing around this table?
You're all in this room in various positions.
I would like to say, in DM, tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm probably on our party is probably on like one half of the room.
More or less. I mean, that's kind of how people separate when they're trying to do this is, you have the home team and the away team. Yeah, it happens.
So I'm going to hope and kind of, while they're kind of looking around, I'm going to kind of move slightly. So I am facing them. So my back is away. And with just a quick hand, I'd like to pass the ring to Echo and have Echo just fly under the table, drop it, and then bamf away. Just disappear.
Sleight of hand.
We know that I'm not good at this.
And you're the one that decided to try it again.
No!
1 second. I'm doing a thing.
You're giving him advantage?
Please.
Because if you don't give him advantage...
Nope, doing one better.
Was that a fate point?
No, that was me making it so it's an auto
The
crit.
crit will succeed.
An auto crit. Okay. So yes, it happened flawlessly.
So I will pass it back to Echo. Echo will fly down, just kind of gently drop it on the floor and just bamf out, just disappear. Because it can go to that ethereal...
Question,
whatever.
do I still see all that? Because my passive is amazing.
I am most definitely not hiding it from the party. I am trying to hide it.
Your passive is probably high enough that you still saw that because a 20 is still only a 20 plus whatever his so a 22.
Right. So like when the ring settles on the ground, like it doesn't make any noise or anything, right?
Right.
Like, oh look, there it is under the table. I will scamper over and pick it up.
And
like,
Cassidius, you are absolutely positive that there's no way she could have seen that, but she knows exactly where the ring is.
So, yeah, I'm just a very scary plant, Cass. Very scary plant. I'm just... like,
Luther hears in his head, why? Plants are weird.
Okay.
It's a piece. You want this one?
So, and Blaze says, we're going to do this one at a time, calling items, and you guys can go first. And if you don't start with that ring, I'm going to take it.
We are starting with the ring.
We're going to start with the ring.
And that's her way of settling all of this so that basically she goes first.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She's very good at this. Very good at this, yes. I will hand the ring to Vanoff.
And when we're back and forth, this is not including the magic items we've already discussed.
Yeah, the magic items were done first, and now it's just picking things off the list. And she's going to go with the Bloodstone puzzle box. So what do you guys want to call?
Anybody have anything in particular? Because if you don't pick one thing, I'm gonna go for
Well, why don't we each go? So Morden, you start off.
Luther is gonna point at the ivory comb.
Okay. They're going to take the rapier.
Do I go full Twiggy and take the honey?
Oh, I thought you were going to take the turnip.
I mean, the honey's a better
There's
choice
turnips
than
everywhere.
turnip.
They have lots of turnips and other root things back in the Fountain Farm Center. Did you not even look in that kitchen? Shame. Shame, I say. I will do it. I will just take the honey. It's going to be good. I want to make more sweet things.
Runestones?
So I take the garlic and I hand it to Twiggy.
Yay!
Okie doke. 3 suits of identical leather armor.
Insidious? He points at the envelope. Insidious?
Oh, yes, I will take the invitation.
They will take the small iron coffer.
And I think it's me next, correct?
Yes.
So then I would take the saddle.
They're going to take the basilisk guy because it's weird.
I was on the list.
I was gonna try to make it like a hard-boiled egg and see if it was any good.
Oh god, that would be terrible. Possibly even fatal. Give it to Gray.
Wiggy, you are up if you would like.
So I wonder what would happen if she did that. Would we all suffer from, stone stomach?
Yes.
I'm gonna take the ivory game piece. Is it like something from like a chess set or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
3, the set of bells, so your call.
Fenwith?
I mean, you're pretty much past the good stuff at this point.
Let's see. I thought I saw a small steel mirror in that.
There's 2 of them.
There are 2 of them. A small steel mirror and an entirely different looking small steel mirror.
I will take the small steel mirror. Something's telling me something like that might be useful.
They will take an
tell me
entirely
that's-
different looking small steel
I was going
mirror.
to say, please tell me they take the opposite.
Because
I
they're
will
like,
take
that's a
the
good
mis-
idea.
I will take the
You know,
mysterious
Gray.
clockwork device.
When you said you were going to pick up that mirror, what's the only thing that came into mind? Is that you're going to put it on the other side of your shield, so anytime you get, scared again, you'll be able to see what's behind you.
10 candles.
Anybody else have anything they want?
Has anybody claimed that journal yet?
Nope.
Yeah,
the
the
Journal
Journal
of
of Heresies. Yep.
There's 2 of them.
on here. I
Are
don't know what
they're 2 different journals, or
Yes.
I mean, we know so little of what happened over here during the last 120 years.
Okay.
Even if it's somebody's journal of grudges, a list of enemies or something, then that's more than we had before. So,
They're going to take the ingot of Electrum because they just realized it's still sitting there.
oh dear.
Yep, that's a decent amount of money right there.
Uh-huh.
Who's up next?
That's when everybody goes, ah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yep.
Don't.
A small
It's
ingot
about-
of Electrum.
About a
Right below
quarter
the
of way
shopping
down.
list.
Luther would grab the other one. Cassidius would want it.
Okay. They're going to grab the 2 pages from the spellbook.
It's fine. But do those count as one item, or do they count as 2 different items?
They counted as one item. Because that's how they were listed. Gray, your call?
And the crystallized flame is still there?
Yes.
Alright, I'll grab that.
They're going to take the cloth game board with wooden tokens.
I will take the list of people.
You're going to make me write up a list of people, you dick.
Nah.
Hey, I don't know what it might be useful. I don't know if it's informational or not. I don't know what the list
Marcus
of people
really wants the scraps of bad poetry.
are.
A man of culture, I see.
Hickory dickory. No.
Culture? More like fungus.
Cassidius, I think it's you.
I just grabbed the list of people. Does anybody
Okay.
else want anything? Or is
Well,
the
we
rest
know
of it
you
we're
want a
just
dead
grabbing?
mouse.
I do want a dead mouse.
Why would you want a dead mouse when there's salted fish right there?
Because I want to.
The mysterious clockwork device.
Got picked up by.
By you guys.
I got the.
Right, one of us, yeah.
I got the clockwork devices or device.
Got you. Nope.
Now
I
there's
missed
still some gears.
Right.
Don't know if they're going to be necessary for the device, but
Right, I will.
You want parts as parts?
spool-
I'll
spool
purchase
is
parts.
nice.
All right. Parts as parts.
Parts is parts.
Getting down to slim pickings. Dried meat. Blaze goes, you know what? Throw us a gold and you can have all the rest of the junk.
I'll flick him
Sounds
a
fair
gold
to
coin.
me.
Okie dokes.
Hey, Spickwer. All right, so if we split these in half, so these will just get halved later. So all the money's halved, the magic items were split evenly, and then you guys go through and you get a very important dead mouse and everything with a PC on it. And they get everything with an FF on it.
Oh, okay. All right. So, are we still in the workshop? Like, are we
You're
still
still
in
in
this
the
building?
workshop. It's about 2 hours later. This is going to be like, you will have done all of this during the short rest, because I mean, looting a building is fairly restful once one side is dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So we got these 2 things because I'm not going to worry about the third item yet. I will hold out the carved wooden box, foot long, half wide as deep. So this guy can change its form
No worries, Gray.
into that of a boat, to be frank.
It turns into a
It turns into a boat. So there's, I believe, if my studies have led me correctly, there are a few different forms. There's a small boat and then a bigger boat that you can use. So if we ever have to travel through water, this will be very handy.
Boats are good. Although, Triggy's very good at swimming.
Who
That's
wants to
good.
hold on to this?
'Cause,
Or do we put this in the bag of holding?
I can't swim.
Oh no!
Never needed to, so never learned.
Triggy could teach
Probably
you.
should have, but I don't know how to.
So does anybody want to hold on to this so it's handy, or do we just shove it in the bag of holding for the moment?
I mean, if so much water comes at us suddenly without the ability to reach into the bag, we have bigger problems than whether or not we can get a boat.
Okay,
That's a
so
good
that
point.
That will go into the bag of holding. The other item, I will hold up the flask, or the stoppered bottle containing the translucent flaming red and smells like green peppers and sausage. Unfortunately, is not a cooking ingredient, as much fun as that would be.
Everything's
However,
a cooking ingredient if you're a good enough cook.
whoever drinks this for an hour will become extremely strong.
Well,
Like, extremely strong.
dang.
But it only lasts for about an hour.
Well, how about you hold on to it then? That's fine. If we ever have a... Whoops, we
I mean,
need to move
to be
a
fair-
mountain.
To be fair, Gray's probably going to want that one.
I would believe so as well.
Yeah, a potion
Yeah.
of stupid strength.
So I will pass that over to Gray. Or to Venwith. I believe you will make the most use of this item here.
Okay.
It is a potion that, for an hour, makes you stupidly strong. Like, extremely strong.
I will put it on your card.
And I will remove it from mine second.
Yay. I mean, it's a pretty good system as long as I can remember which button to use.
During this time, somehow Twiggy has gotten her hands on that salted fish, and she's starting to, just in the corner, very quietly, somehow there was a bonfire suddenly that kicked up out of nowhere, but, you know, that happens around Twiggy. And she's just, it's a short rest, so she's making a little something, so she does. And she will come around and have a little tiny, horrible bent shield that she's using as a small hors d'oeuvre tray.
Oh, no.
and she's coming around with it. And it's as hardy as it could be under the circumstances. So it's hardy fare, so a +1 to all healing checks performed for a party member, and a +1 to all healing values received until our next rest.
Fair enough.
Well, nice.
Because some of us are still a little boo-booed.
Yeah, I just used some hit die to heal up. I'm
Also,
sure.
Ace, unrelated to the question you just asked me, if I ever tell you an additional unknown properties, it means things are obfuscated. You can tell that there are things that are obfuscated, but that you can't tell what they are.
But I can't tell what they are. Okay. So this
Also,
one is coming up with that thing.
It is not.
Oh, okay.
It is not.
Okay, got it.
But if I ever tell you that, that means you know there is something else. You just can't tell what it is.
Okay.
Also, if an item changes forms, you wouldn't be able to read what the next form is or what a previous form was, only the
because
current form.
identify as what is happening.
Correct.
Okay. Understood.
Okay.
I will I can add that to my
Yeah.
I'll add that to my inventory later
Okay.
if you would like. Just
Yeah.
to make it easier on you.
Yeah, it's just an item that's on the list that apparently doesn't have a token anywhere in the game yet. So
That's fine. It's from one of the newest books.
Yeah.
So.
yeah,
That
it
makes sense.
happens. But all of the dragon-based stuff is going to be in this town. Also, well, I'm not going to say anything. If you didn't notice, you didn't notice because it was right there. So that's fine. And now everyone questions everything. Okay, so you have successfully looted the base. It is probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. You're all feeling slightly rested. And you now have a new base of operations,
Woo!
which I just noticed actually has a kitchen in it.
Yay!
Because the kitchen is over here. Why can't I make a mark on the map? Oh, because I'm in a tablet, I think.
So looking at the map second, top right, again, I know we're borrowing maps. That's
Right.
just the way this is. Top right shows a downstairs
It does.
possibility. Is that actual fact?
It is actual fact. I just don't know what's in it yet because I haven't thought that far ahead.
Okay. I will explore that another day.
Yay! But yes, Twiggy, if you were to head over to here,
Yep, you just dragged me there because
yep,
that's fine.
I did.
Yay!
That is in fact a
Oh, it
pretty
makes
large
kitchen
kitchen.
sounds. I hear kitchen sounds.
Yes. So there you go.
So, have we actually been told when offhands happens?
No,
'Cause I can't remember. All right.
but the Fountainview Five are just packing up their part of the loot at the moment.
Right. Yeah,
So-
that was why I wanted to. I was asking that question because if I'm not, this is when Luther would ask
Go
Blaze.
for it.
Blaze,
Yeah.
the offhands. You said that happens like every week or so, correct? Or was I off in that time frame?
It's every day from about noon to 2.
Okay. And like, where was that located again?
It is from here just a little bit north and west.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I remember. I remember you telling me about it. I just hadn't. I didn't remember getting the time and where it happened. Okay. So at some point, I think we need to head over there. I'll.
You're probably going to want to head over there. Also, after dawn, I think I'm probably going to take one of you with me, and we're going to go talk to the wallmen so that I can validate that you are mercenaries that I brought in before any other stories get spread around.
Do we all need to go to that or just one?
I think just one of you coming along should be fine.
Yeah,
How far-
Twiggy
how
ought to
far-
not be that one. Twiggy is so very much from beyond the walls. Not that wall, the gate. Not Twiggy.
I believe it should
Probably
either
best
be.
to me.
I was about to say Venwith or Luther.
I don't think Venelev should go because of his shields.
That's
That's
fair.
armor.
Then I vote Luther. And in Luther's head, I'll say, I'm sending Echo with you.
All right.
Yeah, because
Well, when you want to go, you're not going to know how to get from here to there. I was going to tell you come meet me back at Fountainview, but I realized you guys aren't going to know how to.
Actually, I can draw him a map. I have perfect recollection of how to get here.
Oh, do you?
Keen mind.
I know, but this is.
Oh,
her.
okay. Yeah,
do you?
if you go that way and I start describing to a T exactly
like-
how we went from there to here.
Yeah, that would do it. I mean, it's creepy, but that would do it.
Trust me.
Sorry,
if you
it's,
think that's creepy.
yeah.
You don't want to stand near him for too long.
And while I'm actually describing it, I pulled a piece of paper, pulled out that jar of ink, and sketched a quick map and handed it over to Luther.
Okay. Well, that'll work then. Whenever you're ready to go talk to the wallmen, you just come meet me and we'll go over there. I usually don't leave the base unless we're doing something important. So,
Yep. Just let me know when's a good time, and I'll meet you there. Because at this point, I think they need to settle in, and I can.
any time afternoon works for me because they won't see anyone until dawn. Sorry, anytime after dawn works for me because they won't see anyone until dawn.
All right.
Okay, you guys have a base. I mean, you got to clear out some bodies and some older bodies. But other than that, you have a working functional headquarters.
It has a bathtub in the corner.
And it even has a bathtub in the corner. 3 bodies. And and 3 hours until dawn because Cassidius would know that information perfectly. So, anything else that anybody wants to do?
Just before we leave, Luther's not before I go to the Fountainview, but before we go to. Actually, no. Afterwards, I wouldn't even need to. I wouldn't even need to disguise himself because at that point he would be the mercenary. Never mind.
Yeah,
we're good.
Okay.
Assuming we came here in a hurry, the armor and weapon would have been left back at the Fountainview.
Correct.
So I pull Luther aside and Luther, could you pick those up for me, please?
Sure, I'm buff enough to hold them, I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm going to fall over.
The Fountainview isn't within 100 feet of this place, is it?
No.
What about the meeting place? That you're going to go meet the person.
Let me check my maps.
And do you plan on meeting them at night?
All right, if you go into maps, you should be able to see Eastgate map.
Yep, I see it now.
All right. Where it says Fountainview is where the Fountainview is. Directly south of that, where it says Necroficers, is where the building is you're in now. Directly to the left and north of that is Offhands.
Okay.
And if you follow that wall behind Offhands to the north, where there's what looks like a steel gate, and then the wall juts forward, that's going to be where you're going to meet the wallman.
Okay.
So that's even
That's
further
that's
down.
even farther.
But parts of the offhand would be within 100 meters. Like, only a small part of it, but part of it.
Yeah, the southernmost part of it.
Okay. Are you meeting them at night, or are you meeting them during the day? I will actually ask Blaze.
We're meeting afternoon.
Is it afternoon?
Sure.
Sorry, I was stuck in my book at the moment. I was trying to figure out something. This afternoon. Okay, so that's not going to work.
Also, all of the different names you see on this map of Eastgate, which is the area east of the gate, with the exception of offhands, are all different names of different street gangs that control different territory.
Sensible.
Wow. I mean, good thing we're in the same, like we're right next to Fountainview, because then, I mean, that makes controlling territory much easier than having 5 gangs in between your 2 territory claims.
It's also why the Necroficers were able to hit them so quickly, and why it was likely that someone could have accidentally seen something, because it was the next territory.
Right.
And I apologize. When we were coming in this way, were we coming from the right of the map, or were we coming from the left of the map? I'm assuming we were coming from the right, correct? Guess.
Try that again.
So
I got confused.
we broke through the wall, the big wall.
Right. Of the
then
base,
we
yeah.
made our way to this city. Where did we enter this city-ish area from? From the right?
Yeah, from the right.
Okay.
And if you notice, where you are on Eastgate, you haven't even made it into the city yet.
Correct. Yeah, I realized that, but I didn't know how to describe
that. That's fine.
The...
Yeah, you came from what would be the east edge of this map, and
so did we
back where the gate is?
Did we pass the Reapers and the Cult of the Devil on the way here, or did we go kind of down that main stretch, loop around the Red Hunters, and then into
You did a
Fountainview?
lot of zigzagging
through all the different territories.
Yeah, through areas that were less likely to be patrolled.
Okay.
Yeah. They went out of their way to make sure that we were less likely to be seen.
Yeah, I even specifically said so at the time.
I remember that
they zigzagged and double backed, and it was to make sure that you were traveling less marked routes, so that she could try to sneak you in unseen.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And it mostly worked.
Mostly.
Okay, so
Ziggy-zaggy.
I will wait until the Fabulous Four leave.
Okay.
To then discuss. So
we can assume that the Fabulous Four have left the building.
So, Luther, would you like backup? Because I can send Echo with you, but I have to stay within 100 feet of him. So I can be near and see and hear what is happening. I can't be too far away, so I'll have to go somewhere within range.
Sidious, you're my friend, but you cannot hide for your life.
That is true. That's why I was kind of hoping it was nighttime, because then I could hide very well.
Most of the people we've encountered so far, I don't think are going to have that problem.
Really? You can hide good? You can hide good like rings hide good?
If someone wouldn't have mentioned, we would have gotten out with that ring scot-free.
I don't know if that would have been the case.
Put out your hand. Hand.
I will hold out my hand.
Spoon. Crack on your knuckles. Bad.
Son of a... Tarask. God.
Be careful with that term. You never know which one's going to take offense.
I apologize.
So, looking at the ring, does it look like it might have had some type of military significance, like a military order or something?
It does, in fact. It very much looks like a military signet ring.
Does it match because I will, are you like inspecting it right now?
Yeah, I actually have it out. I'm planning on.
I would like to get out the invitation. Is there any marking on the invitation or on the list of people that match that ring?
You guys are starting to think, and I like that. So, give me investigation rolls.
That is why I wanted both of them.
Not to mention, I would also, if there's anything that we've seen around the city, if it's like signet stuff that people carve onto the doors and crests and things is
Okay.
another one that it could match.
Is this a symbol of something that people are know
Successfully
about?
investigate nothing.
Investigation?
It's a ring. He rolled a 4.
I rolled a 16.
16. Anybody else want to throw an investigation?
That is even better.
So yeah, that's an 18 plus my intelligence. So yeah, that's a 21.
Okay. Did we get one? There we go. Okay. So,
It's a ring.
It's a ring.
It made of metal.
the ring is a traditional signet ring, which means it's actually a sealing ring designed for sealing wax. The
With
image,
the image reversed embossed into it, so when it
correct,
comes off it, okay.
right. The image in the ring is that of a black dragon rampant.
So it's probably belonging to the Lord.
Gray, or Vanuath, recognized that if the emblem is rampant, heraldically speaking, it probably belongs to a militant individual or order.
What was that word? Something speaking?
Heraldically.
What? I apologize. What does that
Heraldry.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
if somebody
okay.
has their whole coat of arms, it is a language called heraldry.
Gotcha. I
Yes.
apologize. I
And
have
it
never
is-
heard that word before.
So-
It is its own language.
Surprisingly
Trust me.
enough, for two very different reasons, Gray and I have actually studied a lot of specifically British, but also Prusso-Germanic and Proto-French heraldry. So I can use certain words that I know he knows, and he can get further information. For you, it just looks like a dragon with its claws up. Rare. For him, he recognizes it specifically in rampant position.
But I probably recognize it belongs to a higher up of this city. It's not just some random ring, though.
Probably, yeah. It looks like it's someone important.
Yeah.
You recognize it's good craftsmanship. The fine detailing on these things is expensive alone, let alone whatever material it's made out of.
But I just don't know who, or I wouldn't pick up the militaristic aspect of it.
Right.
Yeah. You would probably recognize it as a signet ring. Wizards like that kind of thing.
You do recognize it, A, as a signet ring, and B, the seal,
Of the
while
invitation.
smaller than, as in the size of the ring is smaller than, the signet seal that was used on the invitation, they do match, but it was not made with this ring.
Okay.
Do I get anything more about it having the 21, like to recognize it from somewhere else, specifically in the city besides the letter?
You saw a similar emblem in a couple places in the city as you were sneaking through.
Okay.
You also, with the 21, I'm going to give you a little bit of a feed, which is the signet is a black dragon rampant. The seal, the wax seal, is black wax sealed with the black dragon rampant. The other item that you guys picked up that had draconic on it was a black crystalline orb. And the dragons that were sculpted into the black gate were also black dragons.
The teeth that made the moat were black dragon fangs.
Correct, as well.
We got the ball, the round black shiny bit.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I'm asking, who has it here right now amongst us?
What portion? What item?
The round ball, sphere, black, shiny bit.
I will hold it up. This one?
Yeah.
That one.
I'll take it from you and do a very close examination on this thing. Like, I'm hoping that there is like, oh look, insert signet ring here stuff.
I will. Oh wait.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm looking for such a spot.
There is no spot.
There is no spot. It's just a perfectly round sphere.
It is a round sphere that is kind of like, it's translucent but like almost smoky and black, and has carved into its perfectly smooth surface an inscription in Draconic.
Anybody read this?
If you give me, hang on. If you give me 10 minutes, I can.
Because this used to be a black dragon's home.
I will sit
We
down.
got a black dragon seal. I got a
flipping
black crystal. I got a black party invitations, and
You guys keep doing your thing. Give me. I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
Twiggy, give me a nature check.
love to.
DC 20 plus.
Crap.
That's a no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fate point. I'm doing it again.
Okay.
I wanted to do a thing. Do it.
I got a
Natural
natural 20.
Fate point well spent.
Well
Yes.
done.
Well done. Fate point well spent. You also just remembered that black dragons live in swamps.
Oh, that's right.
And you were told there is a swamp to the north of the city.
Oh. Okay. Things Twiggy knows about black dragons. Ready? Here we go. Dragons, swamp creatures. They, like alligators, like to go down in the water with just their noses out, waiting for things stupid enough to come along so they can die, eat. Nom 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 nom. They also have big old necrotic breath weapons. They just, and then your face melts off. Not to mention the tail and the claws and the fangs and the nom 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 nom. If I was a black dragon who couldn't be in your beautiful castle anymore, and there's a swamp to the north, that sounds like a summer home for black dragons.
So that means
swampy
we
home.
have a choice. We can either go to the north towards where we think the dragon might be,
Oh, there's also
or we can go to the south towards the Knoll camp. There's an obelisk in the middle of that camp.
isn't there an
I will-
obelisk to the north too?
I would like to, while doing this, pull out the map and kind of almost throw it at them.
Okay.
Does that swamp match up with anything?
Well, you guys haven't found the swamp yet.
No, but we've been told that there's a swamp to the north. We'll check the north part of the map. The first obelisk to the north might be in a swamp. We don't know.
The first obelisk to the north is crested into the mountains,
So that's
Okay.
probably not a swamp.
so probably not. The next obelisk above that would be the one just above Kazakor,
Mhm.
and that is also in the mountains, but the area where you may receive an ally appears to be mountains surrounded by swamp and darkened skies.
Yay. Somebody we can talk to. Oh, a dragon lord who got kicked out of his city would be a very handy one, as long as it's not an actual black dragon who just wants to eat faces.
I mean, kind of sounds like he's
Of all
supposed to
of the
be a black
dragons,
dragon.
of all of them, of course, the metallics, nice, big, good guys, stand-up people, justice all the way. The chromatics, of all of them, black? No, they will just spite you. I mean, they're not the trickster ones. They will just, no, your face, it's melted. I don't
Eat
want
faces,
to
is
mess
that
with the
before
black
or
dragon.
after it melts off? Probably both. All right,
Yeah.
so to clarify for you guys and for chat, if you can look at the stream, or if you just want to look at the map of the cartographer. That's so nice that I could just hit that button and you're like, bling. You are right now in the Black Fortress. Right here in the square below you that is pretty clearly mapped out in the hex below you is the obelisk, and that's where the Null Camp is. If you go above the fortress in the square that has the RTR in it, in that hex, if you go straight up, you will see 1, 2, 3 above that. There is some ruins in the mountains, and then another obelisk right next to that. And if you look directly 2 hexes, 3 hexes to the west of Kazakor, you will see the other, another potential ally location, and and then 2 hexes above that in the mountains is where the obelisk is.
And then the map we have, and this one, obviously the map we have, like in-game,
right,
shows them all, but this map does not show the locations for allies for the directly top, the top left, the left, and the bottom left, correct?
Correct. If you scroll down the two further
the bottom
south,
2 I see, yeah,
has the other ones I haven't filled in yet. But there's other weird things there that are hard to identify.
And then the one right under the Black Fortress is the Black Fortress as when we were teleported around,
right,
the Black Fortress had that ally.
Correct.
Okay.
Which, at this point, you can reasonably assume is probably the Fountainview Five, since they're willing to help you go and defeat the Gnolls because you helped them defeat the Necroficers.
Yeah.
Funny how that works out. Was that fated, or did the fight happen because you were told the fight would happen? Or were you told the fight would happen and thus you orchestrated the situation? Tough to know how these things work.
Right.
Luther, sometimes I just feel like we're all things just work out perfectly sometimes, and not, it just feels like sometimes, have you ever read a book? It feels like we're characters in a book sometimes. It's very weird.
We all just serve the button-pushing overlords.
Cass, I don't read.
Best answer ever.
My brain hurts.
I leave the reading to you because every time I go to try and read something, I start smelling smoke. And no, it's not because my brain is overloaded. It's because you start burning things.
I just wanted to say, who burned the library? Ooh.
I burned maybe a fraction of it.
The Great Library.
I'm surprised
they let you back in.
It has been restored. It is fine.
And on that point, we're going to wrap this one up. While the players begin to figure out what to do next.
I did have comprehend languages going. Do we want to pick that up on the beginning of the next session?
No, I'll give it to you right now.
So that's what I was sitting down doing. So
okay,
for the 10-minute ritual, at this point, let's say it's been the 10 minutes.
It has.
So I should be able to, if I'm touching it, be able to read any written language.
Through the eyes of the dragon comes clarity of thought and motion.
Through the eyes of the dragon comes clarity of thought and motion.
Correct.
Thank you.
Hi, Noctis. So on that note, we are going to be ending this episode. If you're in chat, stick around because we're going to try to squeeze in one more. If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed the show. Please like and subscribe. And come meet us on Tuesdays when we do this so that you can do this live in person at Second Class Elitist on Twitch. Second spelled out normally, not the 2ND. That's how you can find me on Twitter. So thank you all very much. I want to again thank my players, Lost Without a Trace, Scorched Ace 97, Greymane Gaming, and Luther 56 for adding to the story. I hope you have all been entertained. We are going to now wave stupidly into the credits. Thank you. Good night.
Luther 56.
Now you're Luther 56, not more than 50.